So the true meaning of retreat is the retreat from your usual self, from your usual mentally constructed, mentally, emotionally constructed self. And if everything else is really happens on the surface of life. Now, what happens on the surface of life can be very helpful, and this is why we're here. It can be very helpful. It helps you to begin to let go of your identification with your usual self, and then realize, and of course many of you have already started or are well into that process of disidentification, which we could also call awakening process. Most of you are already engaged in the awakening process, has become initiated in you, and then you are here in order to deepen it. So there is the surface self, that is the usual self that everybody has, and for many people who have not yet awakened, that's all they have, or all they think they have. It's like saying you have an enormous amount of wealth, but you don't know it. So it's as if you didn't have it. When I say they don't have it, it really means they don't know that there is a deeper dimension to who they are. And that is the real meaning of, that is really true deprivation, of really not knowing who you are on the deeper level of your being. So there is the usual self and there is the deeper self. And we are here retreating. The purpose is to retreat from the usual self and discover who you are underneath the usual self, who or what you are. And that discovery does not happen conceptually, and you first encounter it in a moment of stillness, alert stillness, like now, where you don't need to know your name, you don't need to remember what your name is right now in order to be here fully. You don't need to remember your personal history right now in order to be here fully and be fully yourself. You do not need to remember your personal history in order to get that sense of being fully present and being fully yourself. And that's quite amazing. So you can sense something, there is a sense of aliveness or presence that has nothing to do with your personal history, or your name, or your background, or whether in the eyes of the world you are a huge success or a huge failure. Nothing to do with that. So because there we move deeper. And so it's intangible. You can never say, I have found it now. I have found my deeper self. No, you can't. It doesn't work like that. It cannot become an object in your consciousness. Because when you say, I have found something, there must be something that arises in your field of consciousness as an object in consciousness. You see something, you hear something, you think of something. A sense perception arises as something in your field of consciousness. I'm looking at the table. I have found the table. Or an idea comes into your head. I have found the answer as an idea. But the depth of who you are, we could also call the transcendent dimension, can never be experienced in that way as an object to your perception or consciousness, because it is the eternal subject, it is the I. So you cannot know yourself in a subject-object relationship. You know yourself as consciousness. Not conscious of something, but conscious. And that's the sense of, the deepest sense of beingness or I that you can sense within yourself right now.